Good morning. It's another day, another project. This one is gonna be a long one. So this is a 2021 Ford Explorer ST, and this is the good side. Almost the good side. So, not sure what happened to this vehicle, but I just picked it up off the auction. Came from Texas, Austin, Texas, and this is the way it arrived. So the suspension is shot, but the good news is there is no frame damage. So those that remember, 2 years ago I bought a totaled Expedition. It's a 2018 Ford Expedition that I bought, and it was a similar thing. It was hit in the passenger front wheel, kind of like this, but way worse. And now the Expedition sit on a truck frame, basically like an F-150, so that was a harder fix because at that time I couldn't get any kind of parts. I couldn't find a frame or anything like that, so I had to repair a bunch of stuff. But this should be a little bit easier. The fact that all the suspension ripped out and broke instead of like damaging the subframe and all of that is a good sign. All of that stuff is replaceable. I actually have all the suspension parts on the way from Asheville Ford. The whole suspension, everything that I need to put this thing on its wheels, besides the wheels, is around $2,000. So that is not bad. But this car also came in and it's not a run and drive. I don't know why. Looking at the pictures on the auction, I thought maybe the engine was damaged underneath or something, but it's got oil. So in a little bit, I'm gonna put a booster to it and I will see if this thing will actually crank and run, because it was not sold as a run and drive. One thing I hate about auctions is I'm glad they included this wheel in the sale, because I can actually use the caliper, the rotor, and all that. I'm sure the wheel is shot and the tire, but they put that wheel on the back seat, and now I need a rear seat, and probably not a cheap seat because it is heated, it is leather, it is a ST, and it is a captain seat, so it's probably not going to be a cheap one. And also there's some scuffs over here from the wheel. Like, why would you set the wheel on a leather seat? Like, why? And also, this was not in the pictures, so this must have happened either in transport or at the auction. I don't know how that happened, but now I gotta repair the trunk lid as well. To review on the outside, I need a rear driver door, front driver door, fender, hood. Might be fixable, might not be fixable. It's aluminum. I'm gonna talk to the body shop guy and see if I can fix that. So fender, headlights, bumper, reinforcement, shutters. I'm not sure. I might just delete those completely because I am going with a Whipple intercooler. You know, you gotta do it. You might as well. The intercooler is not damaged, but look how tiny that is. The thing is just an excuse for an intercooler. So we're putting the Mega Whipple intercooler, and we're gonna have the 93 tune on this. So this will be my wife's replacement for the 2018 Expedition. So the Expedition will be going up for sale in a little bit, maybe in a month or so. So if anybody's interested, let me know. But anyways, on this side, we got a fender, we got the suspension once again, and I am gonna probably take it to a frame guy and make sure that everything's aligned, because I'm planning to keep this thing for a long. That was actually Ricky that called from Asheville Ford. He said that most of the suspension parts are in, except like one control arm and something else. So that'll get me started. Plan on putting this thing on its wheels, and that way I can just start it up and drive it around and stuff like that. So supposedly this thing is fully loaded as far as interior goes. So on the inside we have a knee bag, driver bag, both curtains, both seats, probably both seat belts are blown. I really like the ST Explorers. Just everything about it is just really cool. The steering wheel is very nice. It's got the ST, and it's got the nice big screen. It does have heated and cooled seats, heated steering wheel. cameras all around. It's a 360 camera. I think it's got like park assist or something like that. This is just too fancy for me, but I think my wife's gonna like it. And it's a little bit smaller. She's been complaining that the Expedition's way too big to daily drive, so this should be nice. Let's get the nice big sunroof. So it came with a few parts back there. I haven't opened the trunk yet to see what actually came, but you see how they actually put some plastic down over there, but then they did that with the seat. I'm sad, but it's all right. Just an extra part I gotta replace. So it did come with one key, which is good. I'd rather have one key than no key. That knee bag survived. Windshield. So this thing, as it sits, with delivery and auction fees, as it sits, came in at $10,500. We will see how much this thing is going to come out in total, but I'm hoping around 20, not more than 25 for sure. The wheels are expensive. I've been trying to find, so as far as body parts, I still haven't ordered any body parts because I'm shopping around. I'm trying to see if I'm buying used doors or new doors. The new doors are actually cheaper, but it's just a shell. But it looks like that's all I need because the mirror is good, which is nice because it's got the camera. The door handles are good, both good, because they're expensive, and they got the keyless entry on all the doors. So the door gaps are meh. So at this point, I guess I'm gonna hook up a booster and let's see if this thing will crank up. I wonder why it wasn't a run and drive. Well, we know why it's not a drive, but why doesn't it run? Let's find out. So I did check the oil. Oil level's good. Coolant is good. Surprisingly, the radiator is good. Got the cables connected. I hear noise. I hear noise. Let's see. So this thing's got 35,000 miles. A little bit high for a 21, but it's all good. Okay, let's see if we got ignition. Door, hood ajar, door ajar. All kinds of lights on. I do like the big screen, that's pretty cool. So let's hold the brake and start it. What's the deal with that? It cranks but doesn't start. It's even got the pedal shifters. Why isn't it starting? Let me get my scan tool. So the scan tool I use, everybody keeps asking, it is a Launch 431 Mini, but it's not cheap. If you're looking for something cheaper, you can get the 4Scan. It works really good. But I use this because it's portable, it's small, it's wireless, and I can take it anywhere with me. 4Scan I use if I'm, if I'm at the shop or at home. But let's see what this thing tells us. I'm guessing there's probably, because all the airbags blew, there's probably a fuel shut off. So I'm hoping if I clear the codes, I'll be able to start it, because it does turn over, it has oil. It probably doesn't have fuel, is what the problem is. Looks like it's got a full tank of gas. Someone just filled it up and sent it. If you know who the previous owner was, I would like to know how this happened, because both wheels got ripped off and the whole side, it's got a lot of damage. So I'm wondering what happened. And let me know if this thing is still completely stock, or maybe it's got a tune. Let me know. So I just cleared all the codes. Let's see what happens. nothing. Okay, I gotta check the fuse. So I checked the fuses and they look good. There you go, just needed a reset. It runs like garbage, why? Whatever, it runs. I'm guessing one of the sensors is broken off or something like that. That's why it's running like dash. It did say something about the air sensor or something like that. And I scanned it for codes. But it's all good. Just glad it runs. Try to rev it once. Ooh, spicy. She runs good. It'll clear up. We got all kinds of lights on the dash, but that's how we like it. It's got adaptive cruise and everything. Wow, this one is fully loaded. I did not know that. So I'm getting some codes for the turbo bypass valve. That might be something that's unplugged from the previous owner, possibly. Boost sensor A circuit low, another thing might be unplugged. I don't know. So again, I'm not sure if this thing has a stock tune or not, but I will find out as long as it runs right now, and then I'll make it drive, and then we'll deal with the rest of the stuff later. So I'm gonna pull this battery out. It's already halfway out. Somehow I got jumped out from the tray, I guess from the accident. But I'm gonna pull it out and see if I can get it charged up. If not, I'll get a new battery right away. So 21 is, you know, the car's 2 years old, so it's probably time for a new battery anyways. I usually just put a new one in so I don't have to deal with it later. But at this point, I'm gonna go to Asheville Ford and grab all the parts that came for the suspension. I still am looking for wheels and all the body parts, so if anybody has anything for Ford Focus ST, you know, front end wise or doors or anything like that, I'd like to get the same color parts if I can. If not, it's no big deal, I'll get them painted. But as far as doors, I might just get the shells going. And this hood, let me know if you guys think this hood is fixable. Just picked up a new battery because the other one is completely shot. It did not charge at all in a few hours, and it tested bad. And also got a bunch of parts from the local Ford dealer, Asheville Ford, or Ford of Asheville. Ricky in the parts department always knows what he's doing, and he got these to me like in a day or two. So not everything is here for the front suspension, but the rest of the stuff is coming in a day or two. So stay tuned for this rebuild video on the ST. This is gonna go quick because I'm trying to get this thing on the road in like a week or two, which is crazy because I don't have any body parts or wheels yet. So if you have any parts for these 2020 and up Ford Focus ST, wheels, doors, fenders, anything, any airbags, hit me up on Instagram, and stay tuned, like and subscribe later.